Good afternoon, students. Welcome to our online video class. This is 10th Standard Chemistry, Unit 8, Periodic Classification of Element, Lesson. In our previous section, I had discussed allies and formation of allies, method of making allies, and types of allies. Once again, recall these topics, then go for today's topic. Let's move on. Allies. What is ally? Ally is a homogeneous mixture of two or more metals. Two or more metals or one or more metal with certain non-metallic elements. Ally is one of the homogeneous mixture. This homogeneous mixture is made up of two metals or one or more metals with non-metallic elements. To combine to form a homogeneous mixture, this homogeneous mixture is said to be allies. The properties of allies are often different from those of its components. Pure gold is brittle to be used. The addition of small percentage of copper enhances its strength and utility. Our pure gold is not a our day-to-day used gold is not a pure gold. It is addition of some percentage of copper, so it is contains strength and utility to form a strength and utility. Let's see amalgam. What is amalgam? Amalgam is made up of alloy of mercury with another metal. Mercury with another metal. What is the symbol of mercury? Hg. The mercury combined with another metal to form a alloy. This alloy is called as amalgam. These alloys are formed through metallic bonding with the electrostatic force of attraction between what force of attraction? Electrostatic force of attraction between electrons and positive charge metal ion. Electrons and positive charge metal ion. Electrons and positive charge metal ion. How alloys are formed? Mercury with another metal. The amalgam is formed with mercury with another metal. Mercury with another metals. These alloys binding with what force? Electrostatic force attraction between electrons and positive charge metal ion. Positive charge metal ion. Already we know all metals are positive ion. Electrons and negative. The positive and negative ions are combined to form a binding with what force? Electrostatic force. Electrostatic force to form a allies. This ally is called amalgam. How amalgams are formed? Alloys of mercury with another metal. Alloys are mercury with another metals. Example, silver tin amalgam is used for tendon filling. Silver symbol Ag, tin symbol Sn. The silver combined with tin and react with amalgam. What amalgam made up of? What element? Mercury. The silver tin mercury combined to form a silver tin amalgam. The silver tin amalgam used for tendon filling. Let's see types of allies. Based on the presence of ion, allies can be classified into two types. One is ferrous allies, another one is non-ferrous allies. Ferrous allies, another one is non-ferrous allies. What is ferrous allies? Contains iron as a major component. A few, for example, stainless steel, nickel steel. These are example of ferrous alloy. The alloy contains major component of iron symbol Fe. The another type of alloy is non-ferrous alloys. These alloys do not contain iron as a major component. For example, aluminium and copper alloy. These are the two types of alloy. Let's see ferrous and non-ferrous alloys. Example and uses. First one, copper alloys, namely brass and bronze. Brass made up of two elements, namely copper and zinc. Copper and zinc combined to form a alloy. This alloy is called as brass. This brass used to electrical fitting, medals, decorative items and hardwoods. The another copper alloy is bronze. Bronze made up of two elements, namely copper and tin. These are used for statues, coin, bells and gang. These are the copper alloys. This copper alloy is one of the what alloys? The non-ferrous alloys. That means do not contain major component of iron. That is called non-ferrous alloys. Non-ferrous alloys. Another non-ferrous alloy is aluminum alloy. Aluminum alloy. In aluminum alloy, aluminum is the major component. For example, duralumin, magnalumin. Duralumin made up of 4 elements, namely aluminum, aluminum symbol Al, magnesium symbol Mg, manganese symbol Mn, copper symbol Cu. These 4 elements combine to form a alloy. This alloy is called as duralumin. This duralumin used for aircraft tools, pressure cooker, making pressure cooker. The another one aluminum alloy is magnalumin. Magnalumin made up of 2 elements, namely aluminum and magnesium. These aluminum and magnesium combine to form a alloy. This alloy is called as magnalumin. Magnalumin used for aircraft, scientific instruments. Scientific made up of making scientific instruments. These are the aluminum alloy. This is one of the non-ferrous alloys. That means do not contain major component of iron. Let's see ferrous alloys. One of the ferrous alloy is iron alloy. Iron alloy. There are 2 iron alloys available. One is stainless steel, another one nickel steel. Stainless steel made up of 4 elements, namely iron symbol Fe, carbon symbol C, nickel symbol Ni, chromium symbol Cr. These 4 elements combine to form a stainless steel. In 4 elements, 3 iron, nickel, chromium are metals. Metal. Carbon is a non-metal. Already you know alloys, how alloys are formed. 2 or more metals or 1 or more metals with non-metallic elements combined to form alloys. In this stainless steel made up of metal with non-metal combined to form alloys. This alloy is called as stainless steel. This stainless steel used for utensil, cutlery, automobile parts. The another one non-ferrous alloy is nickel steel. This nickel steel made up of iron, carbon, nickel combined to form a alloy. This alloy is called as nickel steel. This nickel steel used for cables, aircraft parts and propels. These are the ferrous and non-ferrous alloys example and uses. Let's see today's topic, corrosion. It is a gradual destruction of metals by chemical and electrochemical reaction within the environment. It is a gradual destruction of metals by chemical or electrochemical reaction with environment. It is a natural process which convert metal into its metal oxide or metal hydroxide or metal sulfide. So that is lost its metallic characteristics. How in metal convert into metal oxide, metal hydroxide and metal sulfide. So if converted in this metal, converted into metal oxide and metal hydroxide and metal sulfide means you lost their metallic characteristics in natural process. The destruction of metal by what process? Chemical or electrochemical reaction. During chemical and electrochemical reaction, the metal can be changed into metal oxide, metal hydroxide and metal sulfide. So it lost their metallic characteristics. This is rusting. Cathode and anode combine to form in air, water droplets, iron. The air, water droplets, iron react to form a rusting. What is the rusting formula? Fe2O3 XH2O. X means number of water molecules combine to form a ferric oxide. This ferric oxide is one of the rusting. Rust is chemically known as hydrated ferric oxide. What is the formula of hydrated ferric oxide? Fe2O3 XH2O. The hydrated ferric oxide formula Fe2O3 XH2O. X means number of water molecules present in hydrated ferric oxide formula. Rusting results in the formation of scaling reddish brown hydrated ferric acid. The color of the rusting is reddish brown color. On the surface of iron and containing materials. Iron contains some materials. This material is called hydrated ferric oxide. This is what color in nature? Reddish brown color. What is the source of rust formation? Iron, air and water. The iron react with the air and water to form a rust. The rust is one of the hydrated ferric oxide. What is the formula of hydrated ferric oxide? Fe2O3 XH2. Two reactions occur in this rusting process. One is cathodic reaction, another one is anodic reaction. In cathodic reaction, oxygen react with water molecules and electrons to form a 4OH minus ion, hydroxide ion. In anodic reaction, ion lost their electron to form a ferric ion. Ion means positive charge ions. Charge particle. Ion converted into Fe2 plus ion and loss of 2 electrons. How electrons are formed? 2 electrons. 2 electrons means to form of the 2 plus ions. In case of 3 electrons lost means 3 plus ion is formed. In this rusting process, ion lost their 2 electrons to form a Fe2 plus ion. 2 plus ion. In Fe2 plus ions, the formation of Fe2 plus ion is what reaction? Anodic reaction. In cathodic reaction, oxygen react with water molecules and electrons to form a OH minus ions. These are combined to form a rust deposit on the surface of the ion layer. This rust is the one of the what color in nature? Reddish brown color nature. This is one of the new compound. Let's see types of corrosion. The corrosion can be classified into two types. One is dry corrosion, another one is wet corrosion. The dry corrosion, otherwise said to be chemical corrosion. The corrosive action in the absence of air, absence of moisture. Absence of moisture is called as dry corrosion. This corrosion formed with chemical reaction only in this what nature? Absence of moisture. That means absence of air. This is called dry corrosion. It is the process of chemical attack on a metal by corrosive liquids or gaseous substance. What are the gaseous substances? Such as O2, N2, SO2, H2S. These are the some gaseous substance and liquids attack chemically by metal. So it's occur at a high temperature. This dry corrosion occur at what temperature? High temperature only. All the gases maintained above, oxygen is the most reactive gas to impact of the chemical attack. In order to gaseous substance O2, N2, SO2, H2S. These four gases, most reactive gas is O2. Oxygen gas is the most reactive gases to form a chemical corrosion and attack chemical reaction easily. In corrosive reaction occur at the absence of moisture. This is called dry corrosion. Another one type of corrosion is wet corrosion. In dry corrosion occur only at what temperature? High temperature only. Important one more question. Dry corrosion occur at what temperature? High temperature. In which gas is easily more reactive gas? Oxygen gas is the more reactive gas. Let's see another one type of corrosion is wet corrosion. The wet corrosion otherwise said to be electrochemical corrosion. The corrosive action in the presence of moisture. That means presence of water molecules. The corrosive action is occur. So this reaction is called wet corrosion. It occurs as a result of electrochemical reaction of metal with water or aqueous solution of salt and acids or bases. Acid, base, salt and aqueous solution or water molecules present in the metal. The metal react with the substance easily form a corrosive nature. So this corrosive reaction occur in presence of moisture, that means presence of air only, presence of water only. So it is called wet corrosion. So these are the two types of corrosion. One is dry corrosion, other is said to be chemical corrosion. This dry corrosion is occur only absence of water molecules. Wet corrosion occur only presence of water molecule, that means moisture. Let's learn about method of preventing corrosion. The first method is alloying. And if you know what is alloy? Alloy is one of the homogeneous mixture of two or more metals or one or more metal combined with non-metallic nature. This is called alloy. The metal can be alloyed to prevent from the process of corrosion. For example, stainless steel. So making alloys, these alloys are not easily corrosive. It is your strength. The alloy convert into high tensile strength. So not easily corrosive affected. For example, stainless. Stainless is already stainless steel is made up of 4 elements, namely so alloying is the one of the method of prevention of method of corrosion nature. The second method is surface coating. It involves application of protective coating over the metals. It is the following 4 steps. What are the 4 types? One is galvanization, second one electroplating, third one anodization, fourth one cathodic protection. Let's see one by one. First one, galvanization. Galvanization is the process of coating zinc on the iron sheet by using electric current. That is vulcanization. What is the meaning of vulcanization? Strengthen process. Though any metal, that means iron sheet coated with zinc. So the process is using by what? Electric current. So this is called galvanization process. In this galvanization process, iron sheet coated with zinc by using current. Current means the substance not easily affected by corrosion. So it is one of the method of preventing corrosion. The second method is electroplating. It is the method of coating one metal over another metal by passing electric current. The first one is zinc coated with iron sheet. Second, for electroplating any metal, one metal over coating by another metal. One metal over coating by another metal using electric current. This is electroplating. Our daily used silver spoon. Silver spoon is not only pure silver. It is coated by another metal. So one metal over coated by another metal by using electric current is called electroplating method. Our daily use silver spoon is not as pure silver. It is coated by another metal. The third method is anodization. It is a electrochemical process that converts into metal surface into decorative, durable and corrosion resistant. Aluminum is widely used for anodization process. This is one of the electrochemical process. The metal surface can be changed into decorative, durable and corrosive resistant nature. So this process is called anodization. Aluminum is widely used for anodization. Aluminum element is used for what process? Anodization process. The last productive method is cathodic protection. It is a method of controlling corrosion of metal surface protected by coated with a metal which is easily corrodable. The easily corrodable metal is called sacrificial metals to act as the anode ensuring cathodic protection. Cathodic protection. That means one metal coated by another surface. One metal coated by another metal. The coated metal is coated metal only easily corrodable, but the main substance is not corrosion nature, not easily corrosive nature. So the surface metal only easily coated, easily corrodable. So that element is called sacrificial metal. Sacrificial metal. This is act as the anode ensuring cathodic protection. In this cathodic protection, one metal coated by another metal. The coated metal is coated another metal is easily corrodable. So first, for example, silver for example, nickel coated by silver. Nickel coated by silver. So nickel sheet coated by silver means silver only easily corrodable. So main nickel substance not easily corrodable. So the coated metal substance only corrodable. The main element is the nickel is sacrifice. The main element nickel is controlling corrosion, controlling corrosive nature. So coated substance only easily corrodable. So this metal is called a sacrificial metal. Sacrificial metal. This sacrificial metal acts as a anode ensuring cathodic protection. The sacrificial metals only prevent the corrosion of the main metal, that means nickel. Nickel coated with silver means silver only easily corrodable, and nickel not corrodable nature. This nickel protect the silver protect the nickel substance. So iron and silver silver metal called as a sacrificial metal. This is example for cathodic protection. These are the method of production, prevention of corrosion. Let's see Bomban Bridge. It is a railway bridge which connected the town of Rameshwaram and Bomban Island to mainland India. Opened on 1914. It was the Indian's first sea bridge in India until the opening of the Bandra Sea Link in 2010. We can control the corrosion and we can control the corrosion and renovation of historical Bomban Bridge by periodical protective coating, which will be the strong example of applied chemistry by uphold our history. This is Bomban Bridge. This is not easily corrosive nature. This is one of the railway bridge. This bridge is connected by two towns, one namely Rameswaram and Bomban Island. This is opened in which year? 1914. This is the Indian first sea bridge. This bridge not easily corrosive nature. This is one of the example of historical Bomban Bridge by periodical protection coating with will be strong example of the applied chemistry to uphold our history. Note the assignment question. First question, what is rust? Write the chemical reaction. Second one, explain types of corrosion. Dear children, note the assignment question and learn the today's topic. In this video, I am completing periodic classification of elements lesson. This is last video for Unit 8 periodic classification of element lesson. Thank you, students.